Welcome. We have just had a delivery of our next print run of Core Confidence. So super excited. We'll shoot out a note. But if you want to grab a copy, www.coreconfidence.com.au, loads sitting downstairs ready to be sent out. In fact, I've got a whole bunch sitting on the coffee table downstairs that need to go to the post office. So welcome. This week, we continue to talk about the body's intelligences, and that sits under chapter 6, Be Focused and Present. This is really about accessing all the information that you have available to you so that you can make good decisions when you're in meetings, in moments, that you're able to access not only what's up here, and that's where we started talking about cognitive intelligence, but actually you're able to use your emotional intelligence or your heart intelligence, your body intelligence, and of course your gut or instincts, intuitive intelligence. And today what we want to talk about is your body intelligence.
Yeah, this is a real favourite of mine, Kate. You know, I think it's one of the ones we so easily miss or we gloss over. And I don't know if this comes from when we were in childhood and we're kind of told to, get over it, or, to not worry about things or to not worry. But for a lot of us, we're really, and I certainly was back in the past, disconnected to what my body was telling me. And what we know about this, the science and the research says we get the intel from our body super fast. Like it's there immediately. It's much faster than what comes to our brain. It's one of the tells that gives us some information, for that intuition and that sort of thing. So the more we can become aware and just slow down enough just to sense what's happening in our body, the more powerful it is in helping us make decisions. And, what I love about this is it's there when we're really excited, when something cool is happening and something new or something that really engages us. We often get a sense of almost like there's buzzing, or that's how it is for me. In my body, I have a sense of, I really want to know more about this. There's something actually activated in my body. And at the same time, if there's something going on that's maybe a warning or disturbing, I'll tend to find my palms get a bit sweaty. And sometimes I've got a sort of a tingling down my lower arms and sometimes at the back of my neck. And that's just for me. I've learned that if I get those sensations, hang on, the body's trying to tell me something here. Let me just go, what is it that I'm not aware of that my body's flagging for me?
Yeah, I think the key here is, and which is why it's in chapter 6, right? Be focused and present, because you have to be present enough to be able to feel or pay attention to the physical response. If you're super in something, and often it's mentally, like if cognitively I'm in something, I'm not noticing what's going on with my heart rate. I'm not noticing what's going on with my palms. Maybe I'm not noticing what's going on with my body temperature. I know they're all things that for me, breath is huge. It's like, Kate, you haven't, start breathing because for whatever reason, my body has kind of started and it started to go into contraction mode. Not that, I'm going to stop breathing completely, but it's not that open free piece, or that actually particularly my body temperature. And I've had nights when I've woken up like crazy 1,000 degrees and it's not hormonal. And it's just like, whoa, what's going on here? And then that's been a signal to go, okay, what's going on? And it's not so much that it gives you the answer, but it's kind of the warning sign, or it's a signal that says, okay, you need to dig a little bit deeper. And I think this is really important because it's really easy in today's world to rely inherently on the cognitive or on the brain intelligence. We've got really good on the heart, and women particularly, leveraging, in terms of how we feel and paying attention to that. And without a doubt, these all interconnect, right? We can't look at these in isolation. But often what we're not good at is being present enough to go, oh, okay, what's that about? And then starting to give space, time, and energy to unpack what that signal might be telling you. And I think this is really, I'm all about work smarter, not harder. And so for me, when I first started down this path, before I really knew how powerful it could be, it was really about, okay, well, I just want to access all of my intelligences because that's just a quicker way through, quicker, faster, better. And so that kind of had me starting to pay. But I know that there was absolutely a time in my career where I was just like laser focused on the goal, executing. And realistically, time can go by, or I'm not even paying attention to what's going on in my body. And I think that's the catch here. It's starting to build routine, ritual systems, whatever it is. It says, hey, I constantly check in. What do I notice in my body? And start seeking that intelligence, which I know you always really strong at, which is, I notice what's going on in my body.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's, this is a gift that is so overlooked and underutilized. Like it's a resource. We've all got one. We've got a body. It's doing stuff all the time. It is, it's sending vital signals to us. And as you said, it's really about being able to catch those, notice and catch them. And the thing about the awareness piece is the more you give yourself time to grasp and have that awareness, the more you'll start to distill and work out what it means for you, because there's not a consistent pattern here. There, different things will mean different things for different people. And it's really important that you start to just give yourself the space and time to go, I notice when I have that sensation in my body. Oh, these things tend to turn up after that, or then this happens, or, I've had an experience that that validates that sensation in my body. And sometimes it can be something that's bad news or something that's not good that you sense first in your body, but it doesn't always have to be that. It can be also something quite exciting, as we were talking about.
Yeah, it's one of the pieces whenever we're doing career planning work, and we've done sort of mapping, and we've gone, okay, here are the different options that might be available to you, or different career paths possibilities. What I'm always saying is, if you were to walk towards something, if something was pulling you towards it, which one would it be? And so we really leverage the body's response, and across multiple different things, but really leveraging the body's, like, if you were to physically move, would you move away? Would you move forward? And that's another way that you can start to. And I think, the key piece is this isn't about going and meditating for 40 minutes and, waiting for divine inspiration. This is about small micro moments throughout the day where you're checking in. What am I noticing? And I think the other thing, exactly what you were saying before, what are your pieces? Is it body temperature? Is it the back of the neck? Is it kind of knots in tummy? What are the specific ones that for you are the ones to look out for? Both those that alert you to, hey, pay attention, this is something exciting and you want to do, or the other ones, which is, hey, warning sign, this is, just tread carefully here. And I think it's getting really clear about that, but not in a way that's going to, not in the way that is going to be onerous. It's small micro moments throughout the day where you start to check in and really start to leverage. And like we always say, small steps, right? Start small, start to be aware a little bit more about these things and start to leverage that and experiment. It's not always going to be perfect. It's like, oh, that's interesting. And it kind of may land as something, or it might be, I'm not sure what that's about. And it may reveal itself later, or it may not.
Yeah, this is one to be gentle and light with. Have a bit of fun. Just notice what you notice. If there's something there, great. If you go, I don't get this at this moment, let it go. Come back to it at another point. Just keep giving yourself a little bit of focus and time, a bit of space to tune into this resource that you have. We all have it. And it's, I just find, when people grasp this and get it, we have so many aha moments when we're doing workshops or, one-on-one coaching or that sort of thing. The more people get in touch with this, the more valuable they recognize that it is for them.
Yeah. And the key piece back is what we know is when people feel like they've got more information, they have more confidence. And so this is about really accessing all the information, all the resources that you've got within you to be able to make good decisions, to be able to have that clarity, to be able to speak up, ask that question. And so next week, we're going to talk very much about our favorite one I've done stacks of work on, which is the gut or the intuition. And without a doubt, the body leads. So, this piece around, oh gosh, I notice something doesn't feel right in my body. I immediately will go into my intuition, like, okay, what's going on? And use that as the meaning maker. But we'll talk much more about that next week when we start to talk about the gut intelligence, which I know you've got a lot to say as well on, B.
Yes, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. But as you say, this is like the tell or the signal. Yes, let's listen to what our body's got to say.
All right, guys, if you've watched this and you've enjoyed it, tag below, post below. What's the one thing you loved? What was the aha moment for you? Please, if it's been useful for you, if you know someone who you think it would be useful, share it or tag them in the feed below. And I'll make sure I get that book link below as well. And I think we're going to have a special offer coming out as well, which I'll give you guys an early preview too. Have a great week and look forward to seeing you next week.